Yeah, I'm Tiny Demon, 39th Street, Harlem, Crip. We at King Park right now. I grew up on 39th in Wisconsin. It's in between us, the 30s, and then the 40s, and then the fruit towns.
Now, Wisconsin is close to Vermont, right?
It's in between Budlong and Vermont. It's basically one street in between Budlong and one street in between Vermont. Police used to roll through and, try to like basically kidnap me, throw me inside the fruit towns and throw me in the 20s and like, oh yeah, we got a Crip over here. So it's like it's kind of like almost forced to gang bang. They used to roll through asking about one of the homies' last name, and I'm like, but I mean, they basically asked for a name, and I was like, isn't that the name of a Q-tip? And they was like, oh, you think you funny? We gonna whoop your ass and don't let us catch you out here later on and all that stuff. So they basically called me later on and dropped me off in the fruit towns, not knowing that the house that they dropped me off at, it was a dude that knew me, and he basically put me on his handlebars and rolled me to the house.
Knowing that you could possibly get hurt or killed.
They didn't care. It's better that somebody else kill me than they kill me. But now it's switched around. It's like, you probably get caught in a certain hood, you'll probably survive from that, but you go and get caught by the police, you get killed by them.
Yeah, because back then, it was more tension.
Yeah.
But now, you probably know a lot of dudes at a fruit town, 20s, where you get dropped off and be like, oh, that's the homie, right?
Yeah.
Is there a lot more passes being given today than it was back then?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a whole lot more passes.
For years, dirty was supposed to be the diss term for 30s.
Yeah,
but now 30s embraced it and they call themselves Dirt Gang.
We really didn't like that at first. Even my other name, I got a few names that I go by, but my other name is actually Dirt Bag. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So after Dirt Gang came out, I really was like, yeah, that's cool. So I kind of adopted that name. But when I went to prison in 2013, it was a few homies that was kind of still upset about that. It was like, how y'all doing that? And man, that's not right. But they actually, you gotta live with it.
So I'm assuming those were some older homies.
Yeah, that was some older homies, because I was actually, I seen an interview did with Pretty Boy from 60s. I was in there with him and a couple of my homies. It was two of my homies up in there, but one of them, he been in jail for like almost 30 years. So he wasn't cool with it.
Before you went to prison, have you ever been to juvenile hall or YA or any of that?
I ain't never been to YA. I've been to juvenile hall. I always got a couple of months here and there. So all through juvenile hall, it was always been like a weekend, a couple of months, and get out. Going through the county jail, it's been like 2-3 months here and there, get out. And but when I actually went to prison, there was like right before that operation, the operation that the police had on us, and they found the gun in my house, and by my daughter living there, and I actually lived over on 20th in Vermont, right across the street from West Adams High School. So they was like, since I had a gun in the house and it was modified, they tried to give me some years for having a modified assault rifle in the house, child endangerment, gang enhancements, 10 years for the gun, a year for each bullet, and it was a 30-round clip with one in the chamber. So they was really trying to mess me over. They actually used my daughter on that, the pictures for that. But they didn't use the video of me showing my daughter about the gun. Like my daughter knew everything about the gun. She knew where the safety was, the trigger guard, the sights, front and rear sights. She knew how to put the bullets in, all that stuff. They didn't show no video of me showing her the know-how of it. They just made it look like, these gang members, the 30s, they're trying to recruit kids and all that stuff. Because that's what I'm a tainted, fun, but kind of messed up parent. But I was always there for my daughter. But I did the little fun thing, like put the little rag on her and all that stuff. It was cute to me at the time. So, it wasn't no harm by it, and put it up on Facebook, but my Facebook was blocked.
You put that picture on there?
Yeah. So they basically got the picture from Facebook. If you wasn't my friend, you wasn't even on my page. So I heard it was a dude that was going around telling on the whole hood. So I'm assuming it was him. I mean, I didn't see no paperwork of who was saying anything, but when they did the warrant, when they went about the warrant, it was all wrong. They actually went to my house before they even got the warrant signed. So they had to drop the charges. So me and my baby mama, we wound up going to jail October 18, 2012, and got released October 24th, 2012. And then they refiled and came and got me exactly a month later. So November 25th is when I actually went back to jail. But on the whole way there, the detectives and the police, they was telling me, they was like, dude, like, you got a messed up record, but you ain't got no convictions. Like, we don't have nothing on you. You like Mr. Untouchable. So that's just what I felt like I was, Mr. Untouchable. So I just had the carefree attitude.
Then what happens?
I actually went to jail, and before they came back with that weapon, because it was an M1 carbine, and I didn't know if it had any bodies on it or anything. So just to get that case done and over with, I went ahead and just took a deal for 3.5. So I did a year up at I did 1 month at Wasco Reception, and then went to Chuckawalla and did 11 months there. I had got my milestones and got some time knocked off, but right before I went home, I had gotten in a fight with this one dude and got caught, and they extended my time, so they shot my time back up.
And that was your first experience in a state prison?
That was my first time in prison. That was my first time ever doing more than 2 or 3 months.
Okay, so you eventually get out, and what's on your mind when you're about to get out? I'm sure you're thinking like some plans, get back with your girl, your daughter, your family. What's going on through your mind right before release?
At that time, I was still with my baby mama and all that stuff. We was cool, so I was basically coming back home and then starting over. I mean, I didn't really lose nothing when I got out. When I went in that time, I didn't lose a single thing besides a year of my time, of my life. When I got out, me and my baby mama had a couple of little problems here and there, but it was like nothing too major. But then I went right back for some, a fight that could have been prevented. So it was, I went back and then she left me, but I didn't know until I got out.
So how long was you out before you had this fight?
10 months.
And what was this fight about?
Basically, the dude that I knew, he a little bit younger than me, a little bit older than my baby mama. She's 4 years and some change younger than me. He's like 2 years younger than me. So I kind of went to high school with him, and he went to high school with her. I just knew her because she stayed around the corner from me. And she told me that he was trying to get at her and all that stuff. So I basically returned the favor. But first I told him, like, I'm home now. All that little weird talk is out of it. So, he quit for about a week and then went right back at it. So I went to his page and seen his wife page and went to her page, hit a friend request, and she accepted me. As soon as she accepted me, I hit like on every picture, and then seen one of her turn to the side with her ass hanging out, and I just bluntly was like, "Hey, you got a nice little ass. I'll fuck the shit out of you." So he put up a whole little Facebook post of me, and talking about how he can't wait to catch me, and basically the emoji signs with the little man with the gun, the man running, then the dude dead, and the little fist like he gonna knock me out, and said, and it was like a caption that said, "Fuck fuck you and your dead homies," and all the kind of little disrespectful shit. So I wound up seeing him at the Crenshaw Mall when Walmart was there, and we went outside and I knocked him out, and he wound up snitching on me. Since he knew me, he was on my Facebook and everything, so he gave him my whole name, pointed me out in the little, on the book, and they knew exactly who I was, and went to my PO. But I went to my PO before that everything ever took place. Before he went and told on me, I told my PO, like, yeah, I got in an altercation, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So he was like, well, since you told me about it, I'm not even gonna violate you. So I was like, all right, cool. So when
you told him the specifics of it too, about he was trying to hit up on my girl and all that?
Yeah, I showed him the little pictures, the screenshots of what he was saying and all that stuff. He was like, well, shoot, it looked like this dude deserved to get beat up. But, you know, you shouldn't have did that. And I was like, man, well, you know, I was kind of surrounded. I wasn't finna take no chances. And then, I mean, at least if I'm gonna get beat up, at least I'm gonna, you know, get the person I'm going for. So he was like, yeah, all right, that's understandable. But, you know, you're getting too old to be, you know, out in the street life. The detective that was on the first case that I went in, he went back and told my PO, he was like, yeah, this dude is somebody that we've been trying to get for years. You know, he's escaped all this type of cases and all that stuff. Basically just lying to him. And, you know, I mean, I've been to jail for real cases, but it wasn't something that they had any evidence on me. It was probably somebody else did something and they wanted me to snitch on them and all that stuff, but they couldn't get me to do any of that. Like 2 days before before my you know, discharge, they basically came to my house, raiding the house basically. They had the 2 AR-15s up top, a couple of cops that had their little 9s, 40 calibers or whatever they had, and then they had some more police that was downstairs with 1 AR-15, and then they had some that was in the back just in case I jumped out the window, all kind of little stuff. I'm looking like, wow, y'all came harder on this one than y'all came before. So I was like, it's something serious. So I kind of knew it was over. First, they was trying to give me 8 years for a GBI and assault with deadly weapons. I told them I'm not taking that. So then they came with 5 years. I told them I'm not taking that. Then they came with another deal. They said either take a hybrid sentence, which is 3 with half, or you can take basically I do half on probation and all that stuff. And if I mess up in between that 3 years, then I do the rest in the county. So but half of it that I was gonna do, the 18 months, I actually did in the county. Or if not that, then take 2 at 80. But I was like, I'm not trying to take no strike for nothing that was like mutual combat. So that's what I wound up taking, was a 3 with half.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.